Once upon a time, the internet had a bottom. You could scroll to the end of a page, see the words you are all caught up, and simply stop. There was a floor. There was a finish line. There was a tiny gentle moment where the screen looked at you and quietly said, "That is enough for today." Then a clever young engineer had a clever little idea. What if the page never ended? What if the bottom of the screen simply disappeared forever? He called it Infinite Scroll. It launched quietly in 2006, a small convenience meant to make websites feel smooth and seamless and friendly. It worked. It worked far too well. And in a tiny workshop made of clay, something small and hungry slowly opened one glowing eye. Welcome to the tale of the Infinite Scroll Goblin, a creature that does not eat gold or flesh or fear. This monster eats time. The goblin is short and round, with long greedy thumbs and glowing rectangle eyes. It lives at the very bottom of your phone in the dark. Its job is simple. Whenever you reach the end of the feed, the goblin quietly grabs the floor and yanks it away before your foot can land. So you keep falling, down past the videos, down past the strangers, down past the photos of brunch you did not order, and weddings you were never invited to. There is no bottom anymore. The goblin ate the bottom years ago, chewed it, and found it delicious. Let us meet today's victim. His name is Dennis. Dennis is a soft clay man who only wanted to check one thing before bed. Just one thing, a quick look, a harmless peek at his glowing rectangle. Dennis is in control. Dennis can stop whenever he likes. The goblin smiles a wide, knowing smile. The goblin has heard this exact promise many times before. Dennis opens the feed. The goblin offers him a treat, a funny video, a tiny hit of delight, a small warm spark behind the eyes. Then nothing. Then boredom. Then suddenly another treat. The rewards arrive at random, exactly like a slot machine that fits inside your hand. This is the whole trick. If every scroll were boring, Dennis would leave. If every scroll were amazing, he would feel satisfied and also leave. So the goblin keeps it uneven. A little hope, a little disappointment, a little hope again. Just enough maybe to keep that thumb moving. Dennis tells himself he is relaxing. His face says otherwise. His jaw is tight. His eyes are glassy. His thumb moves on its own. The clock on the nightstand changes. 10 becomes 11. 11 becomes midnight. Midnight becomes a number Dennis refuses to look at. Outside the window, the moon rises and sets, and Dennis is still falling down the well-fed, one little treat at a time. The goblin grows. With every minute Dennis surrenders, the creature swells a little fatter, a little shinier, a little more pleased with itself. And Dennis is not alone. Across the whole village, every house glows with the same cold blue light. Every pocket holds the same patient monster. Now multiply Dennis by 1 billion. The goblin does this math, constantly licking its thumbs. The numbers are staggering. The engineers who studied this estimated that Infinite Scroll devours over 200,000 human lifetimes. Not per year, not per month, per single day. 200,000 whole lives scrolled away every day, swallowed quietly into the well never return. The goblin does not feel guilty about this. The goblin cannot even read a clock. It only knows that the falling must never stop. By now the feed has changed flavor. The funny videos thin out. The treats turn sour. The screen fills with disasters arguments and very bad news. This is the goblin's favorite meal. Humans cannot look away from a fire, even a tiny clay one, especially a tiny clay one. So Dennis keeps scrolling through the bad news, his stomach knotting his shoulders, climbing toward his ears. There is even a word for this now. They call it doomscrolling, falling through an endless pit of worry at 2 in the morning, certain the very next swipe will finally make sense of it. It never does. The next swipe is always just another swipe. That is the whole design. That was always the whole design. Dennis whispers the ancient prayer of the modern age. Just 5 more minutes. The goblin hears the word forever and gets comfortable. Somewhere in the dark, Dennis loses an entire Tuesday. He cannot tell you what he saw. He only knows it is gone, and he is very tired. He looks up finally. The room is dark. The tea is cold. The book he meant to read sits untouched, judging him gently from the shelf. He feels the specific exhaustion of a person who rested all evening, yet is somehow more tired than when it began. And now, here is the part of the fable nobody ever expects. The clever young engineer who removed the bottom of the page grew up, and he was sorry, truly sorry. He looked at the little monster he had quietly set loose, and he apologized to the entire human race. He even sat in a real courtroom and admitted out loud that he regretted it. The man who dug the well now wanted to fill it in. He started warning people that the smoothest, friendliest, most convenient features are often the exact ones designed to never let you leave. But the goblin does not care about apologies. The goblin has tasted lifetimes now, and a creature that fat does not give back its dinner. The inventor can be as sorry as he likes. The well stays open. The thumb keeps moving. The monster keeps quietly eating the floor. So what does the goblin actually want? Not your happiness. It does not care if the video is good. It does not care if you ever laugh. It does not even truly want you sad. Sad is merely a flavor. What the goblin wants is the next scroll, and the next, and the next. It wants attention raw and endless, with no bottom and no finish line, and no polite moment that ever says, "That is enough for today." Dennis finally puts the phone face down. The glow dies. The goblin shrinks back into the dark patient fool, and entirely unbothered. Because the goblin knows a secret. Dennis will be back tomorrow night, telling himself the very same lie. Just one thing, just a quick look, and the floor will vanish again, and the falling will begin again, and the well, as always, will have no bottom whatsoever. The moral of this tiny clay tragedy is simple. The most dangerous monsters do not chase you or roar or bite. The most dangerous monsters are soft and convenient, and live in your pocket, and only ask for 5 more minutes that quietly become your whole life. Sleep well, Dennis, or do not. The goblin honestly does not mind either way, just as long as you keep on falling.